We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We have with us JC De Los Reyes, the president of the Ang Kapatiran Party, and we also have Lito David, who's a former candidate for the Senate and a very avid, a very strong member, an influential member of Ang Kapatiran Party, especially in the RH bill. Gentlemen, on the second part, can we discuss the other issues? Because I'd like to tackle at least 4 minor issues. Not minor, I call them priority issues. Let's start with the gun control. Kasi si Nandi Pacheco is very passionate about this. Is it even possible na no guns, like Singapore, the ideal states? We have identified them as ideal, but we make no effort to aspire for the ideal. And we say, hindi pwede, pero ideal state yan. Ang ganda sa Singapore, walang baril mga security guard, mga naglalakad. Ang galing nila, pero pagdating sa Pilipinas, okay lang, naka-arma night lahat. I mean, but then remember the other day, nagbarilan lang sa Alabang.
Marami yan, halos araw-araw.
Araw-araw. So, tama ba? Yung mga may baril, sabihin nila, loko ka ba? Eh, kung mabaril ako, masaktan pamilya ka, how would you rationalize it? How are we winning or losing the war?
First of all, let me qualify, Harry. Ang kapatiran is espousing a situation where there would be a cap on permits to carry.
So, regulation.
Yeah. Regulation.
Hindi
Regulation. No.
Regulation.
Regulation talaga. Imposible talaga na walang baril. Ang sinasabi ng Kapatiran Party...
Gunless society, di ba?
Yeah. Pero may qualification yan na ang mga licensed security guards, PNP and AFP, may baril, syempre. Tapos yung
private citizenry.
Pwede. Pero syempre, hindi nila idadalin sa public places. Hindi parang wild west. Yes.
Not like now.
Yeah.
May dalang clutch bag natin.
Yun nga.
Nakakatakutan. Mas lalo ng mga leader natin, di ba?
Tapos yung mga bodyguards, yun nga, put a cap on permits to carry. Hindi, saka mga loose firearms, talagang there will be...
Map-up, loose firearms.
Yeah. And we convert it to useful products.
So, no to private armies.
Precisely.
Naku, di nawala na ang daming
pero
politiko, bigla nawala.
Harry, ang nakakatuwa dito, nung nag-file ang kapatiran, no, together with bishops and several other known people, no, BIPs, no, pumirma doon sa direct initiative. Indirect initiative, no, yung Citizens Protection Act. Pinail natin yan sa Kongreso, no? Ang nangyari, instead na i-hearing siya separately, isinama siya doon sa ibang bills na pro-gun. No? Ang nangyari, doon sa committee report, ang lumabas, an individual can now own 15 guns.
Oh my God.
15 guns. Tapos sinasabi nila ngayon, walang private army. Why, for what reason na i-allow mo ang isang tao na mag-own o mag-ari ng 15 barel? Kung hindi mo ini-encourage na magtayo siya ng private army. Ang inihingi namin doon sa Kongreso noon, nung hinihingi natin ay ipagbawal ang pagdadala ng barel sa public places.
And ito naman lumabas, damihan ng barel sa isa.
Paramihan ng barel. Kaya nga ang suspetsya namin, kaya ganyan ang dating nung lumalabas na committee report dun sa Congress is because well, for one, the President is a gun lover. No?
Oo nga, kabarilan eh. Mali.
The
wrong values again. Mali.
Tapos, yung katulad nung nangyari ngayon na yung bibiling arma lights, no? Tsaka yung mga 9mm handguns, no?
This is the last issue with Robredo and Puno.
We suspect that Puno is a dealer. Yan ang business nila eh.
Yan ang negosyo nila.
Negosyo nila talaga yan eh. And wala pa namang deklarasyon na sinasabi ang presidente before he became president that indeed magkasama sila ni Puno dun sa business na yon.
Ayun.
Kaya kita mo 1.2 billion worth of handguns, no? 60,000 pieces, 70,000 pieces.
Overpriced
units, no? Overpriced pa yon. Plus yung another separate funding for the yung Galil.
So, regulation, not total gunless society. Let's go to the other issue. It was my favorite. This is the reason why I've opted to run. Dynasty. JC, how do we handle dynasty?
Well, we have to start from ourselves. No? I am part of a dynasty. And,
Please, continue.
I have family members who want to run, but ang kaibahan, hindi ko sila endorso. Hindi ko sila endorso. And I will push for responsible and accountable political parties like ang Kapatiran, where we sanction or expel members if they don't adhere to the principles or platform. Yun yung kaibahan. Sa palagay ko nga, si Lito, mas kapatid ko pa. Kesa sa mga kamag-anak ko na iba yung prinsipyo. Magka-prinsipyo kami. Magka-prinsipyo tayo.
Tayo. Ikaw, dynasty. Issue mo sa dynasty.
Ay, yan naman ang punot dulo ng kahirapan ng Pilipinas. Minana na natin yan panahon pa ng Kastila. Dala-dala natin yan hanggang ngayon eh.
Just because minana natin, ang mali will stay mali.
Yes.
Kung anong mali, mali pa rin. Pag ginawa mo solusyon na mali, mas nagiging mali. Now, kasi yan ay ang tawag new normal. Yan ang sinasabi ng gobyerno ngayon, di ba? The new normal because of climate change and everything. Nagiging practice, nagiging tradisyon. It doesn't mean yan ay tama. Mali pa rin.
Precisely.
Harry, may I point out, no? June 30, 2010, sumumpa si Presidente Aquino. Nandun sa Constitution yung sumpa niya. I swear to protect and defend the Constitution. Ang problema, he's for dynasty. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. When in the Constitution, very, very clear, the state shall guarantee, the state shall prohibit political dynasties.
You know, JC, that's my point. I've written so many articles about it and continue to do so, and I will not stop doing it. Shouldn't it be the COMELEC? Because, di ba, the issue of dynasties, walang implementing rules and guidelines. Ayaw gawing issue ng mga congressman para maging legislatura. Di ba? They don't want to table the argument. They don't want to address it. Leave it the way it is. It's been 12 years since the 1987 Constitution, or 15 years, and just leave it there. Mamatay lang yan. But the problem is, nasa Constitution. Article 2, Section 26. Maliwanag, unless there is another meaning of dynasty. Now, di ba dapat ang COMELEC, who's mandated to register, control the elections, di ba? When the dynasties register to their certificate of registration, dapat ipagbawal niya. So, ikaw naman sa Senado, magkakapatid. Soon, ilan na yung magkakapatid, mag-ina, mag-ama. Di ba? Ang presidente, ilan sila magkamag-anak na sa politiko. May bago pang papasok sa... Yung vice president na pinaka-popular ngayon si Binay. He's a terrific administrator, you gotta admit. He put Makati together. He's very good at what he does. But does his family need to take over? Do we need an oligarchy again and again? Di ba? You're so right. That's my point. When you swear, ito yung Biblia. Katoliko ako, here's the Bible. I swear to the Constitution. When immediately you're violating it on that very moment you're swearing. The president being faulted.
Silang
for
dalawa,
it.
si Vice President
Yes.
Binay.
So,
Ganun din.
you're making a mockery of our Constitution. If you make a mockery of our Constitution, all hell will break loose. Pwede na lahat. In other words, wasakin na natin ang Constitution. Let's get what we want. Di ba? Parang gano'n nangyayari. Di ba? Parang,
Tama.
shouldn't the COMELEC be the one placed in charge? And then, when the COMELEC says, hindi ka pwede, magkakamag-anak kayo eh. O, kayo pumunta sa Court of Appeals o sa Supreme Court, paglabanan nyo. Or, go back to Congress and discuss the issue of the dynasty. Di ba? Make the implementing guidelines. Or, kung kaya mo, palitan mo ang Constitution and let's have a vote of the people. Tignan natin kung papayag ang masang tao sa dinastiya. Ang problema, hindi. I'm sure they will not agree to dynasty. The problem is, they continue to vote for them. Ako have another issue. We're running Kapatiran, right, JC? Kapatiran is going to participate in the 2013 election.
Best effort, yeah, we will.
Yes, because we also need people who are willing, who have the passion, and who want to do it, not because they want to make money. What happens kung kalaban mo, naglalabas ng pera? Alam naman natin, alam nyo, JC, my experience, from the barangay chairman, to the councilor, to the mayor, the governor, to the congressman, alam mo lahat naglalabas ng pera eh. Saan nila kaya kinukuha ang pera, JC? Ikaw mas matagal ka na sa politiko kaya sa akin. Where do they get? I asked one barangay chairman. Ang sabi niya sa akin, ang mahal niya daw para sa taong bayan ay nauuna kesa sa pamilya. Naniniwala ka ba?
Anyway, Harry, I'm so happy that you at least look up to Kapatiran Party. Kasi yung plataforma natin simple lang eh. It's integrated. Saan kinukuha yung pera? So we're against political dynasties.
Yeah, where?
Pork barrel.
Yeah.
Pork barrel. But kinukuha sa gambling. Kinukuha sa baril.
Yes, yes.
So if you notice,
Illegal.
magkakakonekta lahat yan eh.
Illegal lahat, illegal lahat. Tapos binibigay sa taong bayan. Ang taong bayan naman, hingi ng hingi. Nakakakuha ng pera. Hindi kaya nila. Bobo kaya yung taong bayan? Kasi humihingi sa politiko, bibigyan sila ng politiko. Hindi ba nila alam, ninanakaw din ng politiko yan sa gobyerno? At kung magnanakaw siya 500, binigyan ka ng 500, hindi kaya 2,000 para sa kanya, 3,000 para sa kanya, 500 para sa iyo. Kasi pinayagan mo. Ganun ka bobo ba ang taong bayan?
Hindi sila bobo eh. Yan yung nakagisnan na nila, yan yung nakikita nila sa media, yan yung nakikita.
So mali ang media?
Hindi lang, yung mga politiko na dapat magmulat sa kanila ng tamang asal at tamang akto, baluktot ang tinuturo. So, at pagod na sila. Ang iniisip ng taong bayan, yung isang kahig, isang tuka, yung kakainin nila, yung trabaho nila.
Pero habang humihingi sila ng pera ng ganyan, isang kain, isang tuka, okay. Pero kumuha ka ng 500, mas malala ka bukas kasi mas nanakawan ka ng leader mo. For every 500 you take, you're giving 3,000 to 10,000 to that guy who's giving you 500. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Kasi I look at politicos trapos who simple lang, an image where a vampire is sucking the people, dry. And the taong bayan are pagod na. Ngayon, bibigyan mo ng
Sige
tubig.
na lang, kainin mo ng dugo ko.
Tubig lang. Bibigyan. Hindi pa ba nila iinumin yun? So, it's really an
Pero
uphill
mali pa rin
battle.
yung taong bayan.
Mali pa rin.
Na
Okay.
dapat ipabatid doon sa taong bayan na yung eventually sa kanila din nanggagaling yung napupunta doon sa politiko. Tapos nababahaginan sila ng kaunti, di ba? Kasi in the end, kunwari, kung yung isang politiko ay kumukuha ng pera doon sa ilang mga businessmen, so anong gagawin naman ng businessman? Tataas naman niya yung presyo niya.
Siyempre.
Nabibili naman ngayon ng taong bayan
Ganun
din,
ang
di ba?
negosyo eh.
Ganun lang naman yan eh.
Profit-driven. Di
So,
ba?
ang nangyayari dyan, ipaikot, they have to understand that and we have not been able to make them understand na ganito yung nangyayari. Na kapag humingi ka sa isang politiko, bibigyan ka nga niya, meron siyang pinagkunan nun. Yung pinagkunan nun, sa'yo din nang galing yun eh.
Steal from the rich, give to the poor. Robin Hood. Pero ngayon, ang rich, government. Tsaka yung 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 5 for me. Di ba ganun nangyayari? Gentlemen, before we reach the last 5 minutes, I want to try and put this together. Is there hope for Kapatiran, ang Kapatiran? Are we winning the war against what they call tradition, the new norm, what they call practice? Are we winning the war against corruption, bad practices, dynasties, proliferation of guns? My gosh, just bringing on the thought that RH bill can pass. I mean, are we winning the war to save the country, our religion, our children, if not ourselves? Are we going to even win the war? We've got the next election. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are we going to win the war? You two have been in ang Kapatiran. You founded it. You put it together. You put the principles together. JC, the reason I chose ang Kapatiran was looking after all the different political parties. Wala nagtutugma sa gusto kong gawin eh. Kung hindi, wag na lang. Hindi naman ako papasok dyan. All I'm trying to offer Muntinlupa, as far as I'm concerned, hey, if I lose, it's your loss. You make your bed, you sleep in it. Huwag ka magre-reklamo sa binoto mo. Ha? Ako, okay lang naman yan eh. Di ba? Hey, go for it. I don't need it. But I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is because I'm always on TV complaining. So now, put myself out there. If anything, for the experience. Di ba? Yeah. So I know, hindi mo masasabi sa akin, puro salita ka, Hari. Di mo naman alam eh. I'm doing it. The only reason I chose, because there was no other option. There's only one thing I stood for, and that was your party. Because this party, it's called the Catholic vote. Are we a Catholic vote? Are we the only Catholic vote?
That will shape up eventually. Eventually. We need not feel it. We need not experience it.
But we are, aren't we? Are we not the only Catholic vote? Or all the other... The liberal, are they a Catholic vote? The nationalista.
Individual pa rin kasi, not as a
So
party.
personalized. So hindi party yun. It's a celebrity party. Whoever gets to channel 2 and 7 first, they just call liberal para pag-registration nila. So in other words, it's the sharing of funds, public funds they can put together para to ease the burden of expense. Di ba? During campaign season. And then after that, jawi-jawi na sila.
Yung, we must emphasize here, no, ang Kapatiran Party is unique in the sense na pagdating dyan sa expenses sa kampanya, ang individual candidates hindi tumatanggap ng donations. No? It's the party that accepts the donations. Para yung individual na kandidato, kung manalo siya, hindi siya titingin ng utang na loob dun sa nagbigay. Ang
Oh my
utang
God,
na
I can't accept. But I'm local. How's this?
You could, well,
I just have to
hard and
declare.
fast rules,
Yes.
but
I have to identify.
Yes. Kasi para hindi ka magiging beholden doon sa nagbigay sa'yo.
No, because that is my problem.
yeah.
Ganyan kasi nangyayari sa ibang politiko sa ibang mga partido Kung sino yung nagbigay, no? For example, ngayon pinag-uusapan niyang kung hindi matatapos yan tungkol diyan sa sin taxes na yan. Babahanan naman ng pera sa eleksyon. O pagka mas marami yung nanalo na papabor doon sa naglalabi, doon sa naglalabi yun ang papasa. Ganun lang naman yun parati Kaya sa ang Kapatiran, hindi kami tumatanggap ng personal. Lahat dumadaan sa partido.
Pinagbabawalan natin.
Bawal yun.
Anyway, let me answer if there's hope. No? Sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki ba yun? The real loser is one who is afraid of losing.
So option of failure does not exist.
Yung sinasabi parati sa Kapatiran Party, we cannot lose by default. In the midst of all the dynasties, chances of getting re-elected, and they have so much money, will we just leave the Filipino people in such a state? Ang hirap nun If we really love this country, yung ginagawa ng mga trapo, yung mga dynasts, yung mga oligarchs, mga demagogues, kakapalan na
No, it is definitely. No, tsaka bastusan na.
Bastusan na.
Yeah, sa Senado, nakikita natin bastusan na.
Bastusan na.
Ako na.
Obvious na.
Unbelievable. Hindi nahiya. Ang kakapal ng mukha nito mga tao nito.
And so we have to be that alternative. We cannot contribute to that corrupt cycle of corruption. We have to deviate and change the way things are.
Are we winning?
Yes.
Can we win?
Slowly. We are.
This is a faith journey. We call it a faith journey. This is our faith, and it's not exclusive to Catholics. It's for men of goodwill. You set standards. You are brave enough, courageous enough to try to reach those standards, and those standards are in the platform and the principles that guide us in our life. And so
there's no failing if you don't give up. It's just perseverance, determination, and this all altruism to keep going.
After all, God is not asking us to succeed.
Yeah.
But simply be faithful. Yun yung importante doon And if
Ganda, inikot mo ako doon.
Kasi kung hindi tayo lalaban, parang sinabi natin, duwag tayo bawal ang duwag sa langit.
We call it prophetic politics. You're speaking of something that is so hard to grasp for the masses of people because they're used to the way things are. So when you say prophetic politics, you're presenting a paradigm that's wow.
Too complex at one go.
Talagang hindi nila makuha. But it's an honor to speak for that paradigm.
For what is right and correct.
Yes.
Gentlemen, we've reached the top of the hour and we're going to have to close. But right before we close, because we have about a good 3.5 minutes, let's start with Lito David, your message to the people as we close.
Simple lang po, sa susunod na eleksyon, tingnan natin maigi yung mga kandidato kung ang pagtingin nila doon sa kanilang tinatakbuhang posisyon ay entitlement, Ibig sabihin nun, dapat wag mo na siyang iboto kasi ang gagawin niya lang aangkinin niya lang yung posisyon, gagawin niya kung ano yung gusto niya kapag siya po'y nanalo. kailangan tingnan natin na ang isang taong tumatakbo, tinitignan niya yung posisyon na yun bilang bokasyon niya. No? Kumbaga sa pare, yung pagpapare ay isang vocation, hindi yan trabaho. Vocation yan. No? Isang pag-aalay yan. So tayo sa angkapatiran, yung pagkuha natin, pagtakbo natin para sa isang posisyon sa pamahalaan, ay isang pag-aalay ng sarili natin para sa Diyos at sa kapwa. Ngayon, yung nakikita natin, madalas naman yan, sasabihin nila, marami na kami nagawa para sa inyo, etc., etc. Bakit mahirap pa rin tayo? Bakit ganito pa rin ang sitwasyon natin? Kung itong mga tao na to na tumatakbo, sinasabi nila na every mag-election, ito na yung mga nagawa ng ganyan, paulit-ulit yung sinasabi nila, wala rin naman naging pagbabago. Kaya ang pakiusap ko po sa ating mga mamamayan, yung mga nakikinig po sa atin dito sa programa ni Harry, ay mas maging mapagmatyag na tayo, mapag-analisa, no? Bago tayo pumili, tingnan muna nating maigi.
Lito, you should be in the Senate. Don't give up the
Definitely.
fight. You know why? If you don't give up, you have not failed, and you may still win. We have J.C. De Los Reyes, the president of the Kapatiran Party. Your message, sir.
Yeah, well, let me quote the Bible. It said, Samuel, when speaking to David, he said, man looks at appearance, but God looks at the heart. And let me quote the Antoine de Saint-Exupéry in the Little Prince. No? What is essential is invisible to the eye. Sometimes talagang dito nakatingin lahat, no? Pero may mga lumalaban dito na talagang tunay. Siguro, tignan natin sila. Yung Kapatiran Party since 2004 pa, nagpe-presenta ng mga alternatibong kandidato at pinipili talaga namin na maisabahagi yung mensahe ng party na kailangan na mabago yung politika natin. And hindi po kami titigil. Tumakbo ako, natalo ako. Okay lang yon. Okay matalo. Hindi katulad ng mga politiko ngayon, kailangan manalo, gagawin nila. Sa amin po, it's okay to lose as long as you lose fighting and giving it all. Salamat po.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there you are. You have been taught. My name's Harry Tambuatco. I hope you've enjoyed our program. We'll be back again. This plays at 8 o'clock at night, at Monday night, p.m. Again at 11 o'clock p.m. It's replayed the same night. And again, Tuesday early morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, if you want to see this on the tube, just put in YouTube/GNN Talk to Harry. Lagyan mo lang Talk to Harry. Pag dinagay mo lang Harry, ang daming Harry kasi sa mundo, mga Amerikano, lahat Harry. Kaya GNN Talk to Harry para hindi po kayo malito. At makikita niyo rin itong programa po nito. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you.
You are what you watch.